you know, the purpose of meditating on that impermanent is not to make you depressed, you know. And you know, actually is to uplift, you know, to see the preciousness of this human life, you know, how precious it is, that how each moment, each day, each week, each month, each year that we have, how it's precious and how it's meaningful and how we should use it meaningful way. So I think if it leads to depressing state of mind, then I think maybe there is a little bit something wrong with how we are doing the meditations. You know, we might have to talk with someone. So maybe sometime we might not be doing correctly, or maybe we might have to change a little bit so that it doesn't become kind of so depressing, you know, where do you become negative, you know. Instead, it should be more kind of uplifting, you know. So again, in also in the meditation on that impermanence, you know, we never know through such meditations we come to an understanding or conclusions or awareness that, you know, we might have 10 years, we might not have 10 years, we might have 1 year, we might not have 1 year, we might, you know, this awareness that we could have only 1 week or even 1 day, you know, that, but how can I make this, whatever time I have, 1 day, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, most meaningful, you know? And that is something that you live towards. It's not something, there's nothing I should do, but it is how many time left, what can I do to make it more meaningful and more helpful, you know? And so again, it is sometimes it's while you are doing meditation where you focus on that, you know, you focus. And so then if you focus on, you know, I might have 1 hour, I might have 1 day, 1 week. During that time, how can I make it meaningful? Even in that short period, I could make meaningful and helpful, you know. And so I think again also leading to that can be also, that could have effect on how you feel about it by meditating on that. Also through meditating on that impermanent and also impermanent, you know, because it's impermanent, therefore all the bad things could change, can transform. You know, not only good things can change, but also all the bad things, negative thing that is happening, that could change. You know, because of impermanent, there is possibility of continuity of the life. You know, so it is not the end. There is possibility of continuity of that. So again, you can look at one point where you become nihilisms, or you can look at another point of view and where it becomes everything possible because of the impermanent nature, you know. And so again, so I think those are things that you might have to remind ourselves, you know. Sometimes when you are thinking of impermanent, we might be just thinking only the good thing that we could lose, all the good things that we could lose and change, you know, but also it could mean also all the negative things that is happening, things that are not going right, wrong, or right, that could change also, that could transform, that could also, and including, death is possible or not. It is not the final end. There is a continuity of that. Yeah. Yes, please.
I have a question similar to related to Catherine's question, which is could you talk a little bit about how impermanence is related to dependent arising, in the sense that they don't seem to me to be the same thing, but they seem like they're related. And like Catherine, if I am thinking or meditating a lot on death and impermanence, then maybe my mind can get kind of like sad or sort of down. But then if I think in terms of dependent arising, like, oh, like I'm not really totally different from the air that I'm breathing or the food that I'm eating or the relationships that I have, then my mind kind of loosens up and seems like happier, sort of. So what's the relationship between those things?
Yeah. In the monastery, when we debate there is a concept of with Muslim, three possibility, four possibility, and so it seems in that something that is all the impermanent objects or phenomena are dependent arising. Not all the dependent arising are impermanent. Okay, so in Buddhist studies of the knowledge, they have two categories, existing phenomena. Within the existing phenomena, there is permanent phenomena, impermanent phenomena. Within the impermanent phenomena, then there comes in three categories: physical matters, non-physical, the consciousness mind, and then there's other impermanent phenomena with neither of them, such as the beings. The beings are not a material, nor a mind, such as persons or animals. They have body, they have mind, but they are not not a physical itself, nor they are the mind itself. So they are example of the impermanent phenomena with neither physical matter nor the mental consciousness. And then, of course, within the permanent, then there are different examples of permanent. So whether it's permanent or impermanent, all phenomena are dependent arisings. And so dependent arisings is what you call more bigger than impermanent phenomena. Impermanent phenomena are conditional phenomena. Conditional phenomena means condition and causes, many causes. Those are and they all are dependent arising. But permanent phenomena are not impermanent, but they are dependent arising. So that's the difference. Yeah. Like, sometimes we all have preference, maybe different, maybe seasons. Some people like more winter, some summer, some fall, some, and when that seasons or whatever you like, when it come to end, you might feel little sad, but not so sad, because it's coming. It's not a final end. It's not permanently end. There is next year, that season will come. Similarly, sometimes when we meditate on death impermanent, sometimes we might feel this is the final end. And then you might feel that nihilism. you know. If you like only one seasons and then that ends and it's never going to come, then you can feel that so strong sadness, because that is something and you will never be able to experience that anymore, you know. But when you are aware, then even there is end, but there is coming back, you know, the continuity of that. If you understand that there's continuity of that, as well as there's continuity of relationship as well with those that they have left or those who will be left behind. It's not a permanent and final separations. Comes and goes. It's part of that. And I think, again, if you are more aware of that, if you are more aware of that, again, I think that can help not to have that kind of strong, overwhelming sadness or nihilism of that. That could also be a little, that could make also a little difference to bring that awareness or that understanding. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, any other? Then we do the dedications. We actualize both Chitta and emptiness. Maybe that we do in then. Chancho Sen Chorin Boshe Ma Ke Pa Ke Gyoshe Ke Wa Nyam Ba Me Pa Yam Kong Le Kong Do Ke Wa Sho Tong Ye Da Wa Rin Boshe Ma Ke Pa Ke Gyoshe Kewa Nyamba Me Vaya Om Le Kong Do Se Wa Shio. The next one, Om the Master Sandideva books of Avatar. May all beings everywhere plagued by the suffering body and mind obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer from any evil for all good. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored, finding repose. May the naked find clothing, hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those who seek for find joy. May the forlorn find hope, for their happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be free from their elements. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people help in healing each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain, which is well as the truth of the Lord. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Safe drives. Thank you. Thank you. Hope I'm taking the night with me.